In Masters of Five Magics by Lyndon Hardy, Aldor, an ambitious young apprentice, embarks on a quest to master the five distinct branches of magic: thaumaturgy, alchemy, magic, sorcery, and wizardry. His journey is fraught with challenges as he navigates political intrigue, faces formidable adversaries, and overcomes personal doubts. Along the way, Aldor discovers the true nature of power and the importance of perseverance, ultimately striving to become the greatest magician and save his kingdom from impending doom. The novel intricately weaves together elements of adventure, mystery, and the complexities of mastering different types of disciplines.
Alodar closed his mind to the pounding of the huge stones against the lower walls of the keep. He ignored the growl of his stomach and tried to concentrate on the spinning disc. 41 days of siege, he thought, and the last 5 on half rations. Half rations for himself and the other craftsmen, while the men-at-arms still received full shares. Faster, Morwen, faster until it buzzes like an angry hive. Alodar listened as the apprentice pushed against the 2-hand crank, and the giant flywheel slowly increased its speed. After several minutes, a faint tone from the serrated edge mixed with the crash of rock and cry of pain below. Morwen stepped back from the rough wooden frame which supported the rotating wheel and sat panting on the smooth floor of the bartizan.
Masters of the Five Magics is a fantasy novel series by Lyndon Hardy. First published in 1980, it's the first of a trilogy set in the same world. The second book is Secret of the Sixth Magic, and the third, Riddle of the Seventh Realms. The books feature different characters, but each explores the same system of magic in successfully more detail. It may be an early example of hard fantasy. Master of the Five Magics is a captivating read for anyone who loves intricate world building and explorations of different magical systems. The novel's protagonist, Aldor, embarks on a journey to master 5 distinct branches of magic, each with its own rules and challenges. This quest is not just about acquiring power, but also understanding the deeper principles that govern each type of magic. The series delves into the themes of perseverance, the pursuit of knowledge, and complexities of power, making it a thought-provoking and engaging read. Additionally, Hardy's meticulous attention to detail and the logical structure of his magical systems set his series apart from other fantasy novels, offering a refreshing and intelligently stimulating experience. Now let's see what the Deep Dive crew has to say about Masters of the Five Magics. Buckle up.
Buckle up, folks, because today we're diving headfirst into a world of wizards and warriors and political intrigue. Oh, yeah. All without giving away any spoilers, of course. I keep the mystery. Exactly. We're exploring the beginning of The Master of Five Magics, the first book in a series that... Oh, it's fantastic. It really is. By the end of this deep dive, you'll be racing to add this series to your reading list. I can practically guarantee it. What's so compelling about this book and why it's hooked so many readers is how the author, right? Yes, the author does a fantastic job of this. Introduces us to this richly imagined world through the eyes of Alodar. Right. Now, he's not your typical hero. Anything but. He's a thaumaturge. Ooh, fancy word. Essentially a magical craftsman. Okay, I like that, magical craftsman. I can picture it. And we meet him right in the thick of a thrilling siege at a castle. You're dropped right into the action from page 1. Absolutely. Catapults, secret passages, daring escapes. It's like a medieval action movie, but with magic. Precisely. And at the center of it all is Alodar. Yeah, using his unique skills to try and save the besieged Queen Vendora. It's such a brilliant introduction to the story's stakes. I agree. Not only are lives on the line, but we also get a glimpse into the complex political landscape. Ooh, I love some good political intrigue. Oh, there's plenty of it. Okay, so let's talk magic. Let's do it. The book I asked called The Master of Five Magics. Exactly, so I'm guessing there's more to it than just Alodar's thaumaturgy. You guess right. The excerpts we've got here lay out the groundwork for this fascinating system. Lay it on me. Okay, so you've got thaumaturgy, which we've talked about, focusing on manipulating existing energy. Right.
But then there's alchemy, okay, magic, sorcery, and wizardry.
Well, hold on. That's a lot to keep track of.
I know, right? But that's what makes it so cool.
So it's not a case of poof and all the problems just vanish.
Not quite.
Aladar can't just wave his hand and like magic up a solution.
He wishes, and that's what makes the magic system so intriguing.
Yeah, I can see that.
It feels grounded and realistic.
I like that.
For example, we see Aladar using his thaumaturgical skills in clever ways.
Like what?
Like using a splinter of magical metal to control a flying basket during the siege.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Right. He's resourceful and has to think outside the box.
I love that. It's a refreshing change from stories where magic is just a limitless power source.
Absolutely. You really get the sense that Aladar has to work within constraints,
Push the boundaries.
strategize,
He makes it work.
and that's where his ambition comes into play.
Though, tell me more.
So Aladar dreams of winning Queen Vendora's hand in marriage.
Now that's a worthy goal.
Right. But he faces fierce competition from seasoned warriors and cunning political figures.
So no, he's got his work cut out for him.
He realizes that mastering all 5 magics might be the key to achieving his goals.
It's like a classic hero's journey.
It is, but with this added layer of complexity.
I love it.
And then there's this mysterious grimoire.
Ooh, yes, the grimoire. Sounds like a treasure trove of, what was it, alchemical formulas.
Exactly. And it falls into the wrong hands.
Uh-oh, that can't be good.
The grimoire is a fantastic plot device.
It really is.
It introduces this idea that knowledge itself can be a weapon.
Whoa, that's deep.
Right. It adds another layer of suspense and raises the stakes even further.
So if I'm understanding this right, this first part of the book sets the stage for an epic adventure.
You got it. A compelling protagonist, a world brimming with magic and danger,
And a clear goal that drives Aladar forward.
the author masterfully weaves these elements together.
It's a story you'll want to get lost in, trust me.
Oh, I second that.
All right, well, on that note, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back to delve deeper into the world of the Master of 5 Magics.
Sounds good to me. You know, one thing I find really engaging is how the author doesn't just throw Aladar into a world where he's instantly powerful.
Yeah, he's not like some magical prodigy who's got it all figured out.
Exactly. He has to learn.
He struggles, he makes mistakes.
It makes his eventual triumphs all the more satisfying.
It's that classic underdog story, right?
Isn't it?
You're rooting for him from the start.
Absolutely. You see his potential, his determination.
And the way he approaches the different magics.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's fascinating.
It's not just about, like, learning spells or techniques.
Right, it's deeper than that.
Each magic seems to require a different mindset.
Almost like a different way of looking at the world.
Precisely.
So it's almost like each magic is a reflection of the people who practice it.
That's a great observation.
Their personalities, their values.
For instance, thaumaturgy, right?
Aladar's specialty.
Seems to attract people who are analytical and resourceful.
They see the world as a system.
A system of interconnected energies.
That can be a manipulation.
Whereas something like sorcery
Yeah,
seems much more intuitive and instinctual.
like a primal force.
Exactly. And that contrast
Yeah.
makes you wonder about the kinds of people who gravitate towards each of these disciplines.
Are they born with certain predispositions?
Or is it something they cultivate through training and experience?
That's a question I hope gets explored further in the series.
Me too.
Makes you think about nature versus nurture.
It does.
And how much control we really have over our destinies.
And speaking of destinies,
Yeah.
we can't forget about that stolen grimoire.
Oh, right. The grimoire.
It's not just a collection of formulas
That's a key.
that could unlock even greater power.
And potentially unleash chaos.
The stakes are incredibly high.
It adds this layer of urgency to Aladar's quest.
It's not just about personal ambition anymore.
He might have to save the entire world.
A classic hero's journey, but with a twist.
Oh, again.
Aladar is driven by both personal desire and a growing sense of responsibility.
That's self-balance.
He has to weigh his own ambitions against the greater good.
Choices.
And those choices are never easy.
It makes him such a compelling character.
He's not perfect.
He's torn,
Between his heart and his head.
You can see him grappling with those difficult decisions.
It's not just him.
The other characters, too.
Like Queen Vendora, the mysterious sorceress Ariel.
They're equally well developed.
They have their own agenda.
Their own secrets.
And their interactions with Aladar are fascinating.
The author does a fantastic job of creating this web of relationships.
Where loyalty and betrayal are constantly at play.
You're never quite sure who to trust.
And then there's the world itself.
Oh, the world building is amazing.
The descriptions are so vivid, so immersive.
You can practically feel the heat of the forge,
As Aladar apprentices himself to the alchemist,
or the chilling cold as he explores those ancient ruins.
where magic is said to have originated.
The author really brings this world to life.
It's not just a backdrop for the story.
It's a character in itself.
With its own history, its own secrets,
It makes you want to step right into that world
hasn't it?
to experience the thrill of wielding magic,
The danger of political intrigue.
the beauty of a landscape where anything seems possible.
Exactly. And that's the magic of great fantasy.
It transports you
Allows you to escape the ordinary.
and embrace the extraordinary.
The Master of Five Magics does that brilliantly.
It's a story that'll stay with you.
It sparks your imagination.
It leaves you hungry for more. One of the things that struck me, and something we've touched on,
Yeah.
is how the author balances the action with those quiet moments
Oh, absolutely.
where Aladar kind of reflects
Yeah.
on his experiences, his choices, the nature of magic itself.
I think that's crucial.
It adds so much depth,
It would be easy to just focus on the spectacle, the battles,
right? Just constant action.
but the author takes the time to really explore Aladar's mind.
His doubts, his fears.
The world's complexities.
It makes his journey so much more relatable. Not just this superhero
A young man
trying to find his place.
in a world full of wonder and danger.
He makes mistakes.
He learns from them.
He grows.
And it's that growth, that transformation that really makes the story.
It's compelling.
You see him evolving
From a skilled thaumaturge,
into something more,
someone who understands the interconnectedness of it all,
the balance of power.
the weight of responsibility.
And he's not alone on this journey.
Oh, right. We've talked about Queen Vendora,
The sorceress.
but there are others who play these pivotal roles
Ooh, absolutely.
in Aladar's development.
There's that
Grizzled old alchemist, right?
mentor,
Who teaches him not just about alchemy itself,
about patience,
discipline,
questioning everything.
and then there's the
The war master
who hones his combat skills, right?
pushes him to his limits,
Physically and mentally,
shows him that true power.
lies in knowing yourself.
It's amazing how even the secondary characters feel so real.
They're not just there for the plot,
They have their own motivations, complexities.
and it all takes place against this backdrop of a world that feels both familiar and fantastical at the same time.
Yeah.
Medieval castles, bustling marketplaces, ancient ruins.
Landscapes teeming with strange creatures,
The author has a real knack for world building.
doesn't he? You can practically smell the spices in the air,
Feel the cobblestones under your feet.
hear the whispers of magic,
It's the kind of world that just invites you to explore,
get lost in it.
uncover its secrets.
And the best part
This
is,
is just the first book.
there's so much more to discover.
So many more adventures.
So for anyone looking for a fantasy series that has it all,
Action, adventure, romance, political intrigue.
a magic system that's both intricate and imaginative,
Look no further than The Master of Five Magics.
just a true gem,
A story that will captivate your imagination,
challenge your assumptions.
leave you wanting more.
And that's what makes this first book such a fantastic starting point.
You get just enough
To hook you.
and leave you desperate to dive into the next one.
Exactly.
The Master of Five Magics is more than just a book.
It's an invitation.
To explore,
The dream
to discover the magic within ourselves.
and the world around us.
And on that note, we wrap up our deep dive into this incredible book.
We hope we've convinced you to add it to your reading list.
And if you've already read it,
Maybe we've given you some new things to think about.
until next time,
Keep exploring
keep questioning.
and keep the magic alive.